Hey guys, we are back with some more Kingston Frontenacs franchise mode, and in this one we are in the OHL playoffs, and we are facing the Peterborough Petes in round number 1, and let's hope we can make it all the way after an incredible turnaround season by these Kingston Frontenacs, as before we were near the bottom of the league. And when I say before, I mean last year. We were somewhere among this grouping of teams here, but now we're all the way at the top. So let's hope that that can carry through into the playoffs. And here we go, game against Peterborough. We are, of course, going to view this one. So first period, that is going to be a goal by Robertson for Peterborough. Second period, all right, I will take it. 2 goals for your Kingston Frontenacs. MacArthur from LaPointe and McCulloch. And then Butler for Peterborough. But then Connor Lockhart from Constantino and Vaughan. Third period. And oh my goodness, we're going into overtime in game number 1. MacArthur from McCulloch. And then Vaughan from Lockhart. And Murray for the empty netter. But then 2 goals in the last minute from Peterborough. Hins and Vandermeer get it tied. And we're going to OT. Come on, boys. Come on, Kingston. No, the goal by Peterborough. Hot with the goal. And that'll put Peterborough up 1-0 against the first place Kingston Frontenacs. Are you kidding me? What a collapse there in the final minute. Oh my goodness. All right, please don't let that happen again. I really don't want to go down 2-0 here. Come on, boys. First period. Oof. So goal by Laurie from Anderson and Iguano on the power play, but Hins and Potvin with the goals for Peterborough. Second period, oh my goodness, not looking good. Laurie from MacArthur and Anderson on the power play once again, but then Robertson for Peterborough. Come on, boys. Third period, yeah, Connor Lockhart gets it tied from Wisdom, and we're going to the second overtime of this series in as many games. Come on, boys. Yeah, Connor Lockhart with the goal from Jewett and Wisdom. We're tied 1-1. All right. That is more like it. A goal per period for your Kingston Frontenacs. And we're tied at 1 with the Peterborough Petes. Oh, God. Now is not the time for long-term injuries. Timothy Lapointe out for 3 weeks with a pulled hamstring. You gotta be joking. 7-day IR for you. And Rocco Beaudry out for a week with an arm contusion. That is unfortunate. So we're going to have to get Lapointe out of there. We're going to have to get Beaudry out. Cameron Hughes still day-to-day. So we're going to have to get David Anderchuk in. And we're also going to have to get, let's say, Mark Morissette in there. I don't think he's played all season, so we're going to see how he sims. Defensively, we're still good. So, yeah, we're going to have to ask Coach here. And Lockhart, Vaughan. No, I want McCulloch on that first line. He did really well in the regular season. And then Golovachev as well on the first line. And then Laurie, Jewett, Anderchuk. Yeah, that all looks good. And Dugas and Taylor. Now, I'm going to get Lockhart on the first line power play, because he's been on fire so far. So, yeah, there we go. Hopefully, we can get another victory here against Peterborough. And this time, we are, of course, away. So, game number 3 in Peterborough this time. Come on, Kingston. There you go. That's more like it. We, of course, let up a goal by Butler, but Lockhart from Golovachev and Murray. Berry unassisted, and Golovachev from McCulloch and Lockhart. Second period. Oh. What? Butler, Potvin, and Babintsev for Peterborough make it 4-3 after 2. Oh my goodness. Come on, boys. Stop choking. Please don't choke. Third period. Oh my goodness. Scoreless third period, and we're down 2-1 to the 8th place Peterborough Petes. Not like this. Please, not like this. Come on, boys. This is everything you've been working for the entire season. And please, just don't go down like this. Not to the Peterborough Petes, who had an awful start to the season. Who just barely squeaked into the playoffs. Come on, boys. First period, Oh my goodness. Hot and Idaho with the goals, and then Morissette with the goal for your Kingston Frontenacs. Second period. Oh my goodness. Wisdom from Morissette and Anderchuk, but then Butler and Robertson with the goals for Peterborough. Third period. Hey, we had a comeback in us. Vaughn from Martin and McCulloch, and then Martin from Laurie and Kolyachinok, and then Golovachev from Murray and Wisdom to get it to a 5-4 win in comeback fashion, and we are even at 2. So the Peterborough Petes definitely putting up a much more of a fight than I thought they would, based on being the AC. But that's, you know what, that's the beauty of the playoffs and hockey in general, not just the NHL. The AC seed can, in fact, put up a fight against the first seed and possibly even win it, but let's hope that's not the case here. So going into game number 5, back at home ice. Let's hope that's a good luck charm for us. First period, a goal by Vandermeer on Peterborough. Oh my goodness. Kingston, what are you doing? There you go. Laurie and Martin with the goals. Laurie from Anderson and McCulloch on the power play, and then Martin from Laurie and Aguano. Third period, there you go. Okay, we took care of business this time. We didn't choke in the last minute. Lockhart from Jewett and Laurie, and then Golovachev from McCulloch. And Martin hot with the goal for Peterborough, but then Lockhart seals the deal with the empty netter from Jewett and Barry. That's what you like to see. We're up 3-2. We need one more win, and we will be on to round number 2. And remember, with the way the playoffs are in this game, they are obviously much faster than in EA Sports, so we are going to be doing the entire playoffs in one video. Player of the month is Brian Laurie of your Kingston Frontenacs. Rookie of the month is Stanley MacArthur of your Kingston Frontenacs. Very nice to see. Beaudry resumes practice. Do I want to get him back in there? No, not really. No, he had a 550 average rating so far in these playoffs. Has Lapointe come back? No. What about... I guess Hugh is back. Yeah, Hugh is back. I want to get him in there. And we will continue on with the simulation. And we have a game against Peterborough for game number 6. And they're, of course, at home. And we're going to try to put them away there in Peterborough. So the final draft rankings. Lockhart stayed at 13th. But as we all know in this game, the draft is pretty much a crapshoot. So Lockhart could go anywhere from really the top 5 up until maybe even not even until the second round. So we'll see what happens. Anderson 29th. So he made it up. Pelletier 75th. Glover 92nd. He was at 180 something if I'm not mistaken. And Vaughn has ranked now as well 180th. So 5 players for your Kingston Frontenacs are ranked in the draft this year. So that is very nice. Obviously, much of an improvement over year number 1, where only Aguano was drafted. And I can't remember if anyone was drafted last year or not. But this year, we got plenty of prospects going into the NHL, it looks like. So, game against Peterborough, game 6. Let's close it out, boys. First period, there you go. Hugh from Vaughn and Anderson. And then Morissette, 9 seconds later, from Murray and Barry to make it 2-0. Second period, oh boy, they tied up Robertson and Vandermeer with the goals. Come on, boys. Third period, don't choke. Yay, we win. And we are moving on to the second round. Glover from Anderson and McCulloch. Anderson from Aguano and McCulloch on the power play. And then Laurie from Lockhart and Aguano also on the power play. 5-2 win for your Kingston Frontenacs in game number 4. Or game number 6 with the 4th win of our playoffs. And we are moving off to round number 2 to see who we have. And we have the Sudbury Wolves in round number 2. So let us get MacArthur back in the lineup as he is all healthy. And he had a very good first 2 games there up until he got injured. So we're going to get... here's the thing, though. All of our wingers have been doing very well. Ugh, I don't know who to take out. Guess we're going to have to go by statistics here. Cameron Hugh, he's only played one game. We'll get Andrewchuk out, I guess, for MacArthur, because MacArthur's been real solid so far. So we'll get him back in. And Lockhart, first line power play as well. McCulloch, get on the first line. So, series against the Sudbury Wolves now underway. Who's going to take it? Let's hope it's your Kingston Frontenacs here in round number 2. First period, and that will be a goal by Martin from Hugh and Vaughan, but then Ross for Sudbury. Second period, there you go. Martin from Vaughan, and then Lockhart from Anderson and McCulloch on the power play. Third period, there you go. Martin from Vaughan and Hugh, and Lockhart from Golovachev and Kolyachinok. Blake Murray for Sudbury with the 2-5 goal, but too little too late for them as we are going up 1-0 in the series. That's what you like to see, and I would prefer to build on that, obviously. Don't let them get anything here, and of course, Denis Golovachev out for 10 days with a groin strain. Would not be an Eastside Hockey Manager video without someone getting a groin strain. So, yeah, we're going to have to get a different winger in there. We'll take Golovachev out. I guess we'll put Andrewchuk back in. He wasn't doing too bad either. It was just he wasn't getting the points that everyone else was. So we'll get Hugh up there on the first line, then Laurie. And yeah, Andrewchuk can stay there on the third line. And that looks to be about it. So we'll go ahead to game number 2. Once again in Kingston. Here we go. First period. There you go. Goal by Anderson from McCulloch and Iguano on the power play. Second period. Goal by Blake Murray for Sudbury. Tied 1-1 going into the third. And there you go. Hugh from McCulloch. McCulloch from Iguano and Anderson on the power play. Coughlin for them, but Anderson from Wisdom. And then Martin from Vaughan and Laurie. So we're up 2-0 now against the Sudbury Wolves, looking to make it into round number 3. Build up praise for Anderson, absolutely. I mean, everyone's playing pretty well right now, considering we're up 2-0 against the Sudbury Wolves in the second round. So, you know, you got to praise everybody at this point, unless you start losing a lot, which we're not doing right now. So as long as that continues, I'm not going to be saying anyone is playing bad. So 2-0 series lead over Sudbury. Going into Sudbury this time. If we could beat them here, that would be a huge 3-0 advantage in the series. First period, there you go. Goals by Lockhart from McCulloch and Iguano on the power play. Druitt from Morissette, and then Lockhart from Hugh and Anderson. Lockhart has been huge so far in these playoffs. Second period, Hugh from MacArthur and Vaughan on the power play, and then Darcy for Sudbury. Third period, goal by Anderson from McCulloch on the power play for the 5-1 victory. And we are up 3-0 in this series over Sudbury. We're 7-1-1 in these playoffs. What a team we have here so far. And getting right into game number 4. And this could be it. First period, goal by Byfield for Sudbury. But McCulloch from Laurie and Anderson on the power play. Second period, there you go. Iguano from McCulloch and Druitt from Iguano and Wisdom. Byfield with another goal for Sudbury to keep them in it. Third period, and that'll be a goal for Lockhart in the empty nets from Hugh and McCulloch to end off the series in a sweep of the Sudbury Wolves. Let's go. Okay, so let's briefly check the stats for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So as I am not on the right screen, we'll go statistics instead, because that would make more sense. Goalie stats. So Ryan Dugas, a .906 save percentage so far, .750 average rating. Dean Taylor, I guess, got in there for a few minutes. He only has, literally 1 minute of play, so we're not going to count that. Defenseman. So let's see. Point-wise, Eric Anderson with 13. Not bad. .790 average rating. Anthony Iguano with 9 points. Also a 7.9 average rating. And everyone else just doing their job defensively, I suppose, as no one else with as many points as Iguano and Anderson, obviously, but still doing a pretty solid job defensively as we are through to the third round. And now for forward-wise, Cameron McCulloch with 17 points. What a guy. What a guy. I am a little disappointed that I didn't have him on the first line in the regular season, because he has been absolutely tearing it up there. It looks like with Connor Lockhart with 11 goals in 10 games. Absolute studs. Laurie and Vaughn with 9 points. Martin with 8. 7 for Hugh and Wisdom. 6 for Jewett. 5 for Golovachev. 4 for MacArthur and Morissette. 3 for Barry. And 1 for Andrewchuk and Beaudry. Or no, not Beaudry. Lapointe. Beaudry has nothing. So, yeah, I mean, pretty solid. We're going to get through to the third round of the playoffs, see what we have. Okay, so we are going to be facing the Niagara Ice Dogs in round number 3. We have also gotten Dennis Golovachev back in, who is back from injury, and taken out Mark Morissette. And Golovachev will be on the third line. Laurie will be on the first line with McCulloch and Lockhart, because those are the lines that got us the sweep in round number 2. So, getting up to the first game against Niagara, this should be a good one. Here we go. Game number 1 of the conference finals underway. All right, I'll take it. They get 2 goals, Lager and McCauley, and we get goals from Laurie, from McCulloch and Lockhart, and then MacArthur from Vaughn and Murray, and then Hugh from Glover and Martin. Second period, there you go. Lockhart from Constantinu, then Barry from Aguano and Anderson. Third period, there you go. Lockhart with another goal from Anderson and McCulloch on the power play. Lockhart's been on fire, man. Oh my goodness. What is that? 13, 14 goals so far in these playoffs? Unreal. Lapointe is back, so that's always good. Getting one of our better players back, especially one of our better players in the first round in terms of his average rating, but he's only played 2 games so far. So I'll take David Andrewchuk out. We'll get Lapointe back in. I'm going to put him on the 4th line, though, just because we've been having success with these lines. So game number 2 against Niagara. Let's see. Come on, boys. First period, nothing doing. I'll take it. Second period. All right. Goal by Donald and Bruder for Niagara, but Aguano from Anderson and McCulloch on the power play. Lockhart from Laurie and McCulloch. Vaughn from Murray and Glover on the power play, and then Anderson from McCulloch on the power play. Third period, and that'll be all she wrote for this game. We go up 2-0 in the series, 10-1-1 in these playoffs. Unreal. Let's go, Kingston. We're so good right now. And here we go. Game number 3 against the Niagara Ice Dogs. Can we go up 3-0? Let's see. And there's 2 goals. Golovachev from Lockhart and McCulloch. And then McCulloch from Lockhart and Aguano. So even when Lockhart's not scoring goals, he is getting assists. He's getting on the score sheet somehow. He has been absolutely phenomenal so far in these playoffs. Second period underway. Wisdom from Jewett and Lapointe. Third period. And that is a 3-0 series lead for your Kingston Frontenacs over Niagara. Lager with the goal for Niagara, but Laurie from McCulloch and Aguano for the 4-1 win. All right, game number 4. We have the potential to sweep the Niagara Ice Dogs. We are 11-1-1 in these playoffs. Unreal. So far, Peterborough has given us the biggest trouble, and they were the 8th seed. So here we go. First period. Goal by McCulloch from Lockhart and Laurie. Let's go. Second period. All right, they get one back. Herdlicka? Jeez, I butchered that. Third period. Goal by Lockhart on the power play from Anderson and McCulloch. And we get a second consecutive sweep. And we are off to the finals. And it looks like it's going to be either Owen Sound or London who we're facing. And oh my goodness, 12-1-1. What a turnaround. What an absolute turnaround of a year for your Kingston Frontenacs here. Oh my goodness. Whew. All right, so let's see who we have in the finals now. And it will be Owen Sound versus Kingston in these finals of the OHL. Let's go, boys. Can we be the kings of the OHL? I certainly hope so. Kingston signed Dereluk. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. He was from, we got him in the import draft. So okay, that's good. Another player on our roster, but now we are all of a sudden above the roster limit, which we can't have going into this game. So, what do I do? What do I do here? I think we might have to end up cutting someone, which I really don't want to do at this time of year. OHL Player of the Month is Cameron McCulloch from your Kingston Frontenacs, scoring 4 goals and assisting on 17 others, 21 points in 9 games. Are you absolutely kidding me? That is insane. And McCulloch also Rookie of the Month. Yeah, figures. Oh, man. All right. Here we go. Game. Wait. What's going on here? Are we simming? Okay. Good. Viewing. Oh, yeah. All right. So we're going to have to make a cut here because Derelict's now on the roster. So who's coming out now? This is something I really don't want to do at this time of year. You know, it affects the morale of the locker room a little bit. So who am I getting rid of? We haven't used Callaway Mercer at all this year, so I'm thinking he's gonna be the cut. Yeah, he wasn't too great for us last year either. So sorry, Callaway, but we have to cut somebody, and he hasn't played at all this year, so I hope you do well, Callaway Mercer, but just your future's not here on Kingston specifically, so good luck to you in the future, bud, but yeah, didn't have the roster space for you anymore. So, here we go. Game against the Owen Sound. Let's view it. First period. All right, there you go. Goal by Russell and Gruel for them, but Barry twice, once from Golovachev and MacArthur, and then from MacArthur and Golovachev, so pretty much, oh wow. On the same shift too, 3:34, then 3:45, 11 seconds later for Barry, and then McCulloch from Lockhart and Laurie. Second period. All right, so this is a shootout of a game so far. Jewett from Wisdom, and then Laurie from Lockhart, then Seed, and then Gray for Owen Sound. But then McCulloch makes it 6-4 from Glover and Laurie. Third period, and that'll be all she wrote for game number 1. Your Kingston Frontenacs take it 6-4. Let's go. Youngster Iguana praised, I would imagine. Yeah, he's been solid so far in these playoffs. And the priority selections actually take place in 1 week. So that's something I didn't... Oh, man, I really don't like the format of the OHL. How they have the draft while the playoffs are going on. Okay, so 1 week. When is that on the schedule? That's the 8th. So we have to basically sweep Owen Sound in order to not be playing while the priority selection's going on. So that's going to be a bit awkward, just based off how we do things here on this channel. So I might have to just really speed through the priority selection if we have to do that, because it's really inconvenient that happens in the middle of the final. But let's not think about the priority selection for right now. Let's think about the final in game number 2 against Owen Sound. So, first period, all right. Wilson with the goal for them 16 seconds in, but then McCulloch from Murray and Lockhart to tie it up. Second period, nothing doing. Third period, yeah, boys, Constantinu from MacArthur and Golovachev, and then Laurie from McCulloch and Murray less than a minute later. We're up 2-0. 14-1-1 are these Kingston Frontenacs. Are you absolutely joking? This is a fantastic team so far this year. We just need 2 more wins to get the what's the trophy called in the OHL? The J. Ross Robertson Cup. A little long to say, but you know what? Let's get that trophy. Let's get that trophy. Come on, boys. Nope, did not want to view the Kingston Frontenacs lineups. First period. Yeah, all right, I'll take it. We got 1 more goal than they did. McCulloch from Laurie and Lockhart. And then Laurie from Murray and Iguano. And then LaPointe from Golovachev and Barry. But then they get 2 back, Seed and Craig, with the goals for them. Second period. All right, there we go. Hugh from Vaughn and Kolyachinok. Third period. And we win 7-3. This team is unreal, dude. McCulloch from Iguano and Laurie, and then Hugh from Vaughn and Martin, and then Golovachev from MacArthur and Barry, and then Kovacs for them, but it doesn't matter. We're up 3-0 in the series. Oh my goodness gracious. Is this some OHL record or something for the amount of consecutive playoff wins? What is that, 11 in a row now? Jeez. I mean, I would imagine it might have been done before, but I wouldn't imagine too many teams have done it. you know, Constantino accepts Washington offer, so Washington has signed Billy Constantino. Of course, he's going to stay on our roster until the end of the year, but he is set to go to the NHL as of next season. And Anthony Iguano has also agreed to terms with the Ottawa Senators. So both of these guys officially contracted to an NHL team. Great to see out of them. You know, they've been studs for us this entire GM mode because even when we were bad in years 1 and 2, those two were a couple of bright spots on our team. So pre-draft reserve list, I really don't want to be thinking about the draft right now. I just want to finish the final. Then we can talk about the draft. But just let us finish the final, okay? Oh man, I don't like how that has that there, but whatever. Hopefully we can just get this series taken care of right now. We have we have a record of 15 1-1. Owens down 12 7-1. We are 1 win away from the J. Ross Robertson Cup. Let's go, Kingston. First period, yeah, goal by Laurie from Anderson and McCulloch on the power play, and then Sobis for Owen Sound, and then MacArthur from Hugh and Vaughn. Second period, yes, Laurie from can't even talk anymore. Laurie from Lockhart and McCulloch, and then Golovachev from Glover and Barry. Here we go, boys. Third period, yay! Lockhart with the goal from McCulloch and Anderson, and then once again, a few minutes later, Lockhart from McCulloch and Anderson, except on the power play. We win 6-1. We get a third consecutive sweep, and we win. Most importantly, we win the J. Ross Robertson Cup and the OHL Championship 16-1-1, with those first two losses coming within the first 3 games of the playoffs. Oh my goodness. Let's go. This was an absolutely unreal playoffs for your Kingston Frontenacs. And now, if I'm not mistaken, we have the Memorial Cup to look forward to. Although I'm not sure when that happens. So I wouldn't imagine it would be, the day right after the finals ends. But so we have, it appears, the draft first. But you know what? I'm glad we swept Owen Sound, because now we can separate this into 2 videos. So we can do the draft in the next one, and we could also do the Memorial Cup in the next one. So I'll leave you guys off there, at least in terms of the simulation. We're done simulating in this video. We'll check out the stats. But man, what a playoff run in the OHL for your Kingston Frontenacs. I mean, I'm speechless. I really am. What a team. What a team. And again, in the next one, we'll do the draft. We'll do the Memorial Cup. But what a solid performance out of everybody on this team. So a 912 save percentage for Ryan Dugas. He was absolutely solid in every game that he needed to be. Defensively, 21 points for Eric Anderson. He turned it on in these playoffs. Unreal. Anthony Iguano with 15 points. 9 for Jacob Murray, 5 for Glover, and 3 for Kolyachonok and Constantino. Average ratings, 794 for Eric Anderson. He was solid. He was incredible. 783 for Iguano as well. He was great as usual. 689 for Constantino, 683 for Glover, 683 for Murray, and a 650 for Kolyachonok. Forward-wise, 37 points for McCulloch. Unreal. That is unreal, dude. 18 games played, 37 points. Are you joking? What a guy. Is this his draft year? I think it is. I would be shocked if he does not go in the first round after this kind of performance in the playoffs. Absolutely unreal. In 18 games, 37 points. That is nearly 2 points per game. Connor Lockhart with 17 goals in 18 games. Oh man, 29 points for him as well. 22 points for Laurie, 14 for Vaughn, 12 for Golovachev, 11 for Hugh, 10 for MacArthur and Martin, 9 for Barry and Wisdom, 8 for Druitt, 4 for Morissette, 3 for Lapointe, and then 1 for Andrzejczyk, nothing for Beaudry. Average rating wise, 828 for McCulloch, 817 for Lockhart. Those two were absolute studs in these playoffs. 785 for Hugh, 778 for Laurie, 740 for Golovachev, 736 for Karich Berry, or is that MacArthur? That's MacArthur. 706 for Karich Berry, 7-4 Lapointe and Vaughn, 694 for Druitt and Martin, 675 for Andrzejczyk and Morissette, 672 for Wisdom, and then a 550, unfortunately, for Rocco Beaudry. But we had an incredible simulation in these playoffs, obviously. So I'll leave you guys there. Let me know what you guys think of your OHL champion, Kingston Frontenacs. And in the next one, as I said, we will do the draft, we'll do the Memorial Cup, and that'll be it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go.